Distracting driving is the #1 cause of car crashes in the world today. So why do people think they need to be on their phones? People assume that they can look at their phones just for a second, but in a second, you can travel the length of 3 football fields. Technology is a new way that everyone communicates. They think they need to have their social media updated and that Snapchat sent before looking back at the road. There are multiple campaigns and even laws going around saying that distracted driving is illegal. So what causes people to think they can still text and drive? Do they just think it's not going to happen to them? In the world, technology is something that everyone relies on. And because of that, people are looking at their phones just for a split second thinking, oh, what if that text was important? People think that they can be on their phones while driving, which is very dangerous in multiple ways. While driving, there are some responsibilities that need to be taken into consideration. For example, paying attention to your surroundings, keeping your hands on the wheel, and paying attention to the road. People assume that they can get a quick text in because they're too good of drivers so the car crash isn't going to happen to them. But in a couple seconds, they could be in the ditch from not paying attention. Teenagers are commonly blamed for texting while driving, except it's everyone, not just teenagers. Adults are usually the ones that blame teenagers, except a study shows that nearly 48% of adults have driven distracted, while only 43% of teenagers have texted and driving. From the Washington Post. There are many advantages and disadvantages from having new technology while driving. Technology lets people change the music, answer a text, listen to a phone call, all from the press of one button. A lot of cars nowadays have features that allow the wheel to drive themselves, keeping the car in between the lane. Because of this, people take advantage of the car's features and just go on their phones, and in a short second, the car's features could fail, causing them to be in a head-on collision, all from trusting the technology. Technology does have its advantages, but people should be careful how much and where they use it. New York Times. People say when they are driving and they get a text or call, the call could be important and the call cannot wait. A lot of people cannot drive for an hour or more without checking their phones. They think that they're missing out on the world and that something important could be happening. Social media runs people's lives. They think that they need to stay connected to the world while they're driving for an hour or less. While driving, people use technology in their cars to help them answer a text or a phone call, making it easier for people to want to go on their phones. Technology nowadays makes people's phones go on Do Not Disturb setting, making them less tempted to go on their phones while driving. This app can make driving safer and the roads less dangerous. New York Times. Even with the laws of texting and driving in Minnesota, people still tend to text and drive. Most people drive distracted because they think they'll never get in a car crash and that they're too good for that. Most people who text and drive have never had someone close to them get in a car crash because of distracted driving. Having that person close to them get injured or even die makes them have a reflection about why they shouldn't text and drive. Having someone to look forward to when they get home makes most people want to drive safer. People could drive safer and not go on their phones if they use the technology that they have. But people are too worried that they're going to miss out on something to take a second and realize the life they could lose. The Washington Post. Technology and social media is the way that everyone communicates. And because of that, people think they need to respond to that Snapchat before looking back at the roads. People who text and drive and are putting their lives and others' lives in danger, all for just one text message or one call. In the world today, technology is constantly changing, making it easier for people to want to get distracted by the little things. People assume that they won't get in an accident, so they respond to the text or answer that call until it's all too late. Thank you.